Yo, what's going on YouTube? What is good? Welcome back to another video. It's the Four Fills, you guys know. And today, I'm going to be doing another V-System guide video. This is going to be on Birdie. We're going to be covering Birdie this time. Big Birdie. Alright. So, I'm going to waste you guys time. If you're enjoying the content over here, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to like the video. Comment down below what you want to see from me next. And we're going to get straight into it. Okay, which V-Trigger and V-Skill do I use against Birdie? About to let you guys know right now. Against Birdie, I use V-Skill 2 and V-Trigger 1. That's the combo. V-Skill 2, V-Trigger 1. I can tell you guys exactly why. We're going to get into V-Trigger 1 first. Why do I use V-Trigger 1 against Birdie, right? You guys know I got my notes. Alright, so first of all, a V-Trigger like V-Trigger 1, I say this in a lot of the videos, but this is very important again. I can use this at any range. Up close, far away. I can use this freely, right? I can activate freely. And when I want to use it, I can use it freely. There's only one space of the screen where I can't really, and it depends on if the Birdie is holding down a button. So if the Birdie is holding down Bullhorn, for example, it can go through the projectile. For example, here, like this, right? If they react to it, they can do that. They can do that if they react to it. So you have to be wary of that, right? You have to be wary of that. But then again, you can also bait that out. You can also bait that out with a regular jump in, you know, and get the punish and that. So that is not a huge issue because you can still do it from further away. You can still do it from further away and dash up. It's not the biggest issue in this matchup at all, right? Pardon me. And that's even if Birdie even gets that close in general, because you gotta think about Falke's normal, she can keep you out too, right? So that's reason number one. V-Skill 1 gives you more freedom to use, right? Whereas with Vtrigger 2, you'd have to be confirming every single thing on hit, not even on block, on hit. What else we got here? Vtrigger 1, yes. Speaking of freedom, Birdie has slow walk speed. I'll show you guys. Birdie has slow walk speed. He's a slow speed character. You look at his walk speed, you know, it's pretty slow, right? So when you have Vtrigger 1, because of the slow walk speed, he doesn't really have much time to actually space himself outside of a range he wants to be in. He kind of has to hold this because his walk speed is slow. He can't really do much about this. He can jump, but then I just need to be ready for an anti-air. He can't really walk outside of a range where I'm going to lose some of my frame advantage because his walk speed is so slow. So I feel like I'm not in danger anytime I do this because his walk speed is too slow. I know that he's kind of gonna have to hold that wherever he is on the screen. So that's another reason why. That's another reason why. Yeah. So your placing, your air shot placement becomes a lot easier because his walk speed is slow. You don't have to space every air shot perfectly. You're a little bit more free. He doesn't have much movement. All right. Next one, we got, right, V-Trigger 1 also, because forward hard punch, this button right here, forward hard punch, is probably the best button in this matchup. As you can see, Birdie's normals, these are the normals Birdie will be pressing against Falke, right? Now Falke has one button that outranges all of those, and that's forward hard punch. So that forward hard punch is what shuts down Birdie's neutral game because it outranges everything he can do. Of course, he's got special moves he can throw out and stuff and command normals. But out of the regular normals, forward hard punch is the best normal to use, and you have to use it at this range specifically. This range specifically. It's a very good button to use at this range. Now, I use Vtrigger 1 because what you get from Vtrigger 1 now, when you actually successfully get hits at this range, you will get, so you get this conversion. Now look at where Birdie is on the screen, right? Now what this allows you to do, right? Yeah, Vtrigger 1. You can either dash up here. So you can either dash up there and get pressure. You can dash up and get some pressure. You can stay here and keep zoning. And what's even better, in my opinion, is the fact that you can set up a free V-Skill 2. You can set up a free V-Skill 2 after that. I really like this. You can set up a free V-Skill 2, which is really good. Because now Birdie has to deal with the orb. We're gonna get to why I use the orb as well. That's not the main reason why I use the orb, but we're gonna get to that. Right, Vtrigger 1 stops Birdie from using his V skills from full screen. So if you go full screen, he can eat the donut. He can also put down the can, right? Now this situation right here, a lot of birdies use this in matchups where they can't get in. They will use the can, and then they will walk behind the can to get a free way in. And if you haven't dealt with it, then you're kind of stuck here, and he's walking behind the can, right? Which is a really annoying situation. When you have Vtrigger 1, you can do this with Vtrigger without Vtrigger as well, right? But as you can see, it's a lot harder to stop the can from coming out from full screen. From full screen, you got the punish, but the can still came out. Birdie players will take that trade just to get in, right? Whereas when you have Vtrigger 1, look what happens. The can still came out, but you got a knockdown, which now allows you to do this. You didn't have to deal with the can there. You can jump over the can, or even if you block the can, it doesn't matter because you got a knockdown and the can disappears too fast. There. So you don't have to deal with the can from full screen when you have this. The only time you'll deal with the can is if they get a knockdown on you and do a safe can. But again, Vtrigger 1, full screen punish on his V-Skill. This also applies to V-Skill 2 from Birdie. If Birdie has V-Skill 2, wants to do it from full screen, this also applies. You cannot just do that. There we go. Cannot just do that. That also applies for V-Skill 2. Just to clarify that. So that's why I opt to go for V-Skill 2 against Birdie. What we got next here? Okay. So we got Vtrigger 1. Okay, Vtrigger 1 also it blows up armor because the fireball it hits multiple times. Right? Fireball hits multiple times. So it does blow up armor, guys. Which is really good. Do I have this here? Do I have it saved? I think I do over here. Okay. So if we go to the corner real quick, right, and I knock him down, this has armor. So if I meaty armor, right, this would happen, right? When you have Vtrigger 1, right, that blows out the armor and you actually get a conversion from this. Right? Now you can blow it up in many different ways too. Vtrigger 1. Can blow up in many different ways, so many different ways. Of course, you can also do this without Vtrigger 1, but it's the fact that you have multiple layers that adds to blowing up the armor. So you see that without Vtrigger, I can still do that. But this is damn near the only thing you can do without Vtrigger. This is damn near the only thing you can do without Vtrigger. Whereas with Vtrigger, you have a lot more options. You're free. You have a lot more options. See that? A lot more options. and different punishes for it too. So I just like having multiple options for things, and it all leads to really good stuff at the same time. The last thing to talk about here, V-Skill 2. Why do I use V-Skill 2 in general? First of all, let's talk about why I don't use V-Skill 1. First of all, Birdie has no projectile whatsoever, right? No raw projectile. I don't really have to use V-Skill 1. I'm not going to be reflecting anything, to be honest. I'm not going to be reflecting anything. It's not going to help me build V-gauge on block, really. I'll just get punished on block. It's not... It has no real purpose in this matchup, right? So that automatically directs me to V-Skill 2. Now let's take a look at V-Skill 2. What does V-Skill 2 do in this matchup? It doesn't make me have to change my game plan, first of all. I can still zone Birdie out with fireballs. I can blow up his armor with Vtrigger. If I do this, he's got slow walk speed, so he has to hold that. What else we got? I can use this at any range freely. Blow up the armor, all of that. Everything we thought. He can't do V-skills from full screen because I can punish it from full screen. We talked about all of that, right? So all of that is dealt with. Now, when you add V-Skill 2, V-Skill 2 is amazing in this matchup. Slow walk speed, meaning he can't get away from it as well as some characters could. For example, Ken has a run cancel. So against Ken, if I use V-Skill 2, he could run cancel and use his movement to sort of evade the space I want to keep him at and make things awkward. Birdie doesn't have something like that. Birdie has slow walk speed. He has to be in that spot. And if he moves, I can clearly see it. It's not a reaction thing. I'll be able to react to whatever he does. So slow walk speed makes V-Skill 2 a lot better against Birdie. Also, it just improved the screen control in general. Everything I was doing, V-Skill 2 will make my normals better. Instead of eating forward hard punch, which will do... Let me take away the counter hit real quick. We talked about how good forward hard punch is in this matchup, right? Now, instead of eating forward hard punch here, now you're eating this. Plus the orb, right? Let me make him stop doing that. Now you're getting that amount of damage plus the orb. Into that. Look at that damage just for a forward hard punch because the orb was there. That is ridiculous amount of damage. That is really good. So the orb by itself is already improving your neutral, right? So it's giving you better screen control. Your normals have become better because you're dealing better damage every time the orb also hits. What else we got here? Your frame advantage too. If I put the orb out over here and I make him guard all, right? So I'm over here. He's got slow walk speed. Can't really do much. I stay here. I'm not doing anything. Dash, right? That wasn't plus, but it can be plus. You gotta have the timing in your head, which I'm about to do right now. Right, you got the orb over here. You don't need to do too much. Right? So you can get plus situations from doing absolutely nothing and just letting the orb do its thing. You can also get like jump-ins as well. Right? Without even doing anything. So the screen control is insane. You get plus frames for free. Great screen control. Better damage when you use your pokes. There's no reason not to use it in this matchup. Right? And I don't see a reason to use V-Skill 1 in general. What else we got here? I think that was it. Yeah, and the damage output. Damage output is crazy. Damage output is crazy. Any mistake Birdie makes, it's eating a lot of damage. So those are the reasons why I go for Vtrigger 1 and V-Skill 2. Vtrigger 1 and V-Skill 2. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Hopefully you implement that into your game. As always, subscribe to the channel if you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments which video you want to see next, which character you want me to cover next. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Like the video. We out.